That is a pin. Beaufort and Moorhead.
Okay. Are you familiar with the roundhouse? Yep, that's what this building is. It starts here with this bay one where the caboose is and goes all the way around 37 bays till you get to the far end over there. And it's in a circle. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. That's the way this building was designed to enable the trains to come in and be moved from bay to bay with the least amount of effort possible. You'll notice in the center of the roundhouse is a turntable. Anything that moves in or out of a bay or into the roundhouse on the 3 tracks on the far side have got to come in and be put on the turntable to turn them to whichever place we want them to go. So this was where the big steam engines, like the 3 right here, the big black ones, came in every 300 miles to get routine maintenance done. They had to come in to get the wheels and undercarriage and the brake check. They had to check the boiler, that's the firebox, water tank, and the flues. That's what gives the energy to move the train. Then they had to check the throttle valve, the bell, the light, the whistle, that's safety equipment to get it so that they don't have a problem out on the tracks.
So did other trains start pulling the express trains over and continue to Atlanta?
Yeah, they would come in and the next engine that would be available would hook up to the cars and take
That's
off.
exactly what I thought.
Yeah, the same engine that pulled it in from Washington may not be the one that took the trains that were going on south on to Atlanta.
Yes, just like what happens in Washington, D.C.
Southern was running about 1,200 steam engines in the 1920s. So they had a good many engines to keep things moving.
Wait, we're gonna ride on a train.
In the late 1800s, early 1900s, they did not have radios and, oh, thank you. Yeah, you're nice to think about that. But when they didn't have radios and telephones to call for help, they were stuck out on the rail unless another train came by or they were late getting to the station and somebody would call and say, what time did they leave the last one? They did have Morse code telegraph from station to station. So once they found out that the train was running late, then somebody went to look for it. Then the railroad required the preventive maintenance being done to avoid the trains getting stranded, wasting time, and creating hazards on the track. More and more trains in those days got hit by other trains that didn't realize one was stopped on the track ahead of them. When they got stranded like that, the brakeman had to take off and go at least a mile back on the track to put out a flare or a red flag to stop an oncoming train from running into the back of the one that stalled. And at night, it was awfully easy to miss those flags. So there were a lot of accidents that damaged trains and injured people because they were stranded. So preventive maintenance is what was done here in the roundhouse. And the 300 miles doesn't seem like a very long time. It's from here to Washington, D.C. or here to Atlanta, Georgia. And when they came in, the hot engines, with the steel getting hotter every time the firebox was heated up, moved on the track. As it moved, it would torque it, break it, crack, and eventually it would create problems. So they had to keep an eye on those kinds of things to keep it from creating strand situations. Okay, as we go out to the turntable, we'll look in the bottom of the pit and see one rail runs all the way around. That's what the bridge rides on. The bridge is the part that's going to move. And it has a set of wheels on each end that go around on that rail that's in the bottom of the pit. In the center is a 6-inch steel spike with a collar of 4-inch ball bearings. And that's what turns and keeps it on track. This bridge is certified to carry 250,000 pounds. That's about what one of these big engines might weigh. So it is designed mechanically to carry these heavy loads and move them around. Okay, as we walk out, please stay on the solid walkway by the yellow rail. And as we move, keep a hand on the yellow rail. It's rained a couple of times this week and washed whatever lubricant we had on off. So it's a little bit bumpy and noisy today. Okay, just watch your step, and if you have your tickets, I'll get those as we get on. Okay, just watch your step here. Who's got tickets?
People might want to come.